folks, traditionally in our society, in most societies, marriage was the gate to adulthood. Marriage was the first step of becoming a real adult. That's kind of like what it was for me. Now, marriage is like the last step to becoming an adult. We're told now to get it all out of the way and then get married. Mm-hmm. But the problem is, by the time you do get married, in this case, Taylor Swift is engaged at 35, that's a geriatric pregnancy. Mm-hmm. The problem is that we don't have the replacement rate that we need to continue our society without importing cheap labor. Because we're not reproducing at the rate that we need it to. I'm trying to put it in like really
a global standard.
Yeah, really just like a dumb point. I'm trying to make it as stupid as possible so you could understand. Now we don't have people getting married young, and this is being like the first big step. So while this is good, this is like the model for an entire generation, the entire millennial generation that has been taught to, hey, put the family on the back burner.
Right.
And
there's the hoe phase.
And it's not
there's
there.
The hot girl summer. There's the let's just play the field.
Well, I'm not even talking about that necessarily.
Well, I'm just talking about generationally, like that's what these kids are being told.
Right, but I'm saying men and women were taught and coerced by different things. We can talk about the different forces, but they've been coerced to put the family on the back burner and focus on career now, focus on themselves now, which is not going to turn out very well when we look 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, when we Americans, native-born Americans, aren't replacing at the rate that's necessary to continue the society. Good for them, but this is not a model that you should follow. These are celebrities. These are not real people. This is not your life. Taylor Swift takes a 10-minute plane ride, legit, to go from, I don't know,
Bangkok to Hong Kong.
Yeah, like something stupid. She can do that. She's a billionaire. She's not you. Don't make your life like Taylor Swift. You should focus on finding the one.
So can we...
That's all.
No, I hear you.
It's just such a tragedy.
I wanted to have a little conversation.
Let's have a conversation.
So here's where I'm at with this. Because I think culturally and economically, we are being taught to, put your career first. I don't necessarily think that that's a terrible thing. Well, in the moment.
In this economy, yes. But this economy...
That was my only argument. Now that you agreed with me,
But this economy has only been like this for a handful of years.
Correct.
This messaging has been going on for the last 15.
Correct.
That's the problem.
Yeah, and I would agree with you.
I would argue the messaging is a reason why we're here.
It's a good possibility, yeah.
Because the rate of replacement and stuff like that, and how when millennials in particular, I know I'm picking on them, but I'm really not. We're in college, started about, 2005, 2004. What's the oldest millennial, like 41 right now? It's like, we'll just say early.
I don't even know if they're 40. No, I don't think they're 40.
You don't think?
No, what's the millennial?
Look it up. Early 2000s is when this whole thing started to come about, when they were being messaged, hey, put everything on the back burner. You can do it.
Okay, yeah. Oldest would be 44.
44. Okay, so yeah, early 2000s. And they're hearing this messaging, and when the world tells you something's okay, eventually you're going to start to believe it. And I'm not even saying this on like I'm not even coming from like a moral space. Like legit, we are not replacing ourselves quick enough. And so the corporations that traditionally employed these people are saying, like, hey, listen, we can't find anybody. Mm-hmm. Or they're skipping over people because it costs too much money to employ Americans.
Yeah.
So they're taking the migrants from, when it comes to physical labor, they're taking the migrants, the illegals from Mexico, from South America, from all those countries, your Brazil, your Venezuela, all that. And then you have the tech companies that we've been talking about, where they're taking 600,000 H-1B Chinese foreign workers, and then the H-1B workers from India, and because they're able to pay them less for more. And it is...
I'm in agreement.
It is just so infuriating. And you kind of start to align with the progressives a little bit. And I'm on the right. You're somebody who I think is on the right, but you could go either way. I don't want to speak for you, but
I can't go left. I'm on the right, yeah. But I'm very much. neutral, but we're not speaking
It's
about my
just
point.
so infuriating, though, because you start to agree with the progressives, like the Kyle Kalinskis, like the Cenk Uygurs, like the Anna Kasparians, in particularly when they're dissecting all of these corporations. And you start to see, like, yes, these corporations are actually evil. I'm not saying that Luigi was justified, but these corporations are not doing themselves any favors at all. And when we are the demographic that is being impacted by these corporations, not me in particular because I own my own company, but other people that are they're getting out of college, right? Mm-hmm. They have a mechanical engineering degree. Maybe they paid a couple $1,000s, $100,000 in student loans in some of these cases, and they cannot get work. The unemployment rate for Gen Z men is 7%. That would be a recession if it was the majority. Crazy.
That's insane.
Crazy.
That's absolutely
and nobody's
ridiculous.
talking about it.
No, because why would you in this economy? You know what I mean? Like they've pushed you to a point where you have to put career first because it's physically impossible to own a home, to have that beautiful starter family.
And I didn't mean to jump from Taylor Swift to this, by the way, but this is where it's gone.
It was a hard jump, but I mean, honestly, who the fuck wants to sit here and talk about Taylor Swift for the next 20 minutes? But no, I mean, I listen. At the end of the day, I was not ready to be a father. Being a father has been the greatest blessing of my life, but it makes you mature and it makes you realize that it is a beautiful thing to have a family, to have a child, to have a home, to have all those things. But where we are now as a society and where we are, what we're being preached is that having a child is not necessarily something that is beautiful and something that you know, it's something that halts your life. You can't just be this free-natured, you know, go everywhere, do anything kind of person because you have something that holds you down financially, physically, mentally, like all these things. Continue.
I would argue that being a free person, though, to a degree, is actually really unhealthy. Like, I know if I didn't find my wife, which is crazy to say, but
wife.
Yeah, but if I wasn't with her, then I would be like this crazy.
You'd still be going to the bars.
I'm already crazy. Yeah, but like this crazy free person, right? Going to the bars every Friday, Saturday night, just like continuously looking for something else. I was already religious then, but I didn't really have purpose, bro. You don't have purpose. It's a lonely life, especially when you look at somebody like a Bill Maher, who, yes, might on the surface be enjoying being like 71 years old, I think he is, and single. And
he's a free soul, and he could do whatever. And
who's the female comedian? The lady.
Roseanne Barr?
No, the blonde one that's single. She's like 49, obnoxious, single, really relishing being single.
Is it Liza Minnelli?
No. Why am I blanking on her name?
Single blonde comedian?
Yeah, she does very well. Her, top, go to the top.
This one?
I can't believe I can't. That's not her. I can't remember her name. She's
she on the Daily Show?
No. Damn. This is really this. No,
Leanne Morgan?
No. Damn. She's like 40. This is really curtailing my argument. I'm so sorry. Oh, come on. She's like these
are actresses. Stand-up comic?
Yeah. Anyway, this female comedian, she really relishes being single and being able to just be free and all that. But I feel like it's really a lonely life, not having a family, not having. Why can't I remember her name? She is like the famous comedian.
Does she have Netflix specials?
She has to.
Nikki Glaser?
It's not Nikki Glaser. It's the older one.
What the fuck? What's her name? Like, now I'm not 100% sure who you're talking.
No. You know exactly who I'm talking about.
I probably do as soon as we find out who it is. Who cares? We're late in the show and we're doing research. These people can wait. We're connecting dots here.
Where is she? Oh, it's bothering me.
And it's not that girl right here.
No.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, we can sit here and figure it out. And I'm not leaving until we do. I'm not changing topics till we do. I'm already.
It's the Travis. Okay, Travis Scott has that intro to Utopia. It's called Hyena. He makes the Kelsey Grammer line, and then he makes the other line, and he references as this comedian. Chelsea Handler.
Chelsea
Chelsea
Handler.
Handler.
Chelsea Handler.
I'm
Yes.
sorry, that's really aggressive.
That's
I've had
all right,
too
I
much
liked
coffee,
it.
okay? I feel very bad for somebody like a Chelsea Handler who she's very out there.
Yes, Chelsea fucking Handler.
A very successful comedian. Okay, we're not taking that away from her, but she constantly talks about how she doesn't have kids and she's free and fuck a family and fuck a husband and fuck all that, and how, oh, that's so bad, whatever. And I just feel bad because I don't want to put myself in her shoes, but I would suspect that it would be very lonely to be 49 years old without a husband, without a child, because I equate that with purpose. And maybe she doesn't feel that, and if not, God bless her.
So she's never married.
No.
She is never married.
Never married, no.
Wow.
Doesn't want to marry, which is
she
her
has no
prerogative,
plans to.
whatever. But I don't know if this is the best message to convey to people. And same with Bill Maher. He's 71 years old, claims to fuck everybody.
He ain't fucking nobody.
I don't know. I've seen podcast interviews, like stories about women talking about his.
I
anyway.
bet she probably is, honestly.
But it's just, it feels like it's very lonely. It doesn't feel like a message that we should be conveying for the majority of the population to participate in, because then they're not going to replace themselves, and then we're going to have to import the third world and all that stuff. We get how that's bad.
Right.
I just don't think it's a good path, man.
No, I agree with you. And
Not to go on a big tangent there.
I would say hats off to you and the wife, because I knew you guys when you first started going out, and then now fast forward to where you guys are now, every Sunday churchgoers, and just
I don't know. She was down there.
Yeah,
this thing's powerful, man.
Yeah, every Sunday churchgoers. You guys are, obviously going to start a family at some point. So it's just a beautiful thing that you guys got going on.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And
unlike whatever the hell Chelsea Handler and Bill Maher are doing.
Listen, man.
And-
It's their
here's the thing.
prerogative. We should
But
be
here's-
able to have freedom of choice.
I agree. And I'll also, to this point now, being someone who is a young father, you put yourself in a situation where, okay, my life is forced to change because I am not a Bill Maher, a Chelsea Handler, someone who's a millionaire,
Right.
who has never been settled down, who has never slowed their life down to take care of a child.
Mm-hmm.
I think at a certain age, and quite frankly, I don't know what age that would be. I don't know what to say, because I know people who are, in their 30s who just started having kids. I think 30 is a decent age to start.
Yeah.
I think 40
40's a little too
to me
late.
is too old. And here's why. You can say, well, I have everything. You could be a shut-in. You're not going to the bars. You're not doing whatever. Something switches where you're so used to however long. I was 22 when I found out that she was pregnant. Something switches in you when you've only had 22 years. And it really wasn't even 22 years. Maybe by the time I was 13, I was able to stay home alone without my parents there. And then I moved in with her when I was 22. So we're in a situation where you were only, responsible for yourself for so long.
Right.
These older people now. Let's a Bill Maher, Chelsea Handler. Do I think Bill Maher would make a great first-time father at 71?
Probably
no.
not.
Fuck
Probably
no.
not.
But something changes when you become a young parent, and now and it's not for every young parent. It's ones for it's only for the ones that genuinely want to take care of their child.
Right.
But there needs to be something that changes inside of you that goes, it's not about me anymore. And I feel as if that gets harder the older you are, when all you've known is taking care of yourself.
Yeah, you make a very good point. And I would say, too, as well, like, gathering...
Granted, I'm not sitting here saying in this economy or
Right,
anything to
right.
get pregnant at fucking 22
Right.
years old, it was ridiculous, and he's the greatest blessing that I ever had. But yes, it makes your life difficult. It makes things not as easy to, get through your 20s.
And thank you for covering that base, too, because people like Charlie Kirk, they say, have more kids than you can afford. I don't know if that's the best message.
It's not the best message,
It's
but
not
it's
a
a
good
message. That's the problem is people that are millionaires and they're talking heads for an administration getting paid by how many PACs and how many, politicians to spew what they want you to say. Yeah, it sounds great. Have as many kids as you want. Yeah, that's someone who is a millionaire who literally does not have to worry about his children's children working. He can pass that money along, do whatever. He's trying to talk to you and I, to the working class,
Remember,
to people who are struggling to make ends meet, have as many kids as you want. No, that's a terrible. That is a foolproof plan to resent your kids, to hate your life, to hate your wife, to hate everything about what's going on. That is not a message that I enjoy coming from the right, because it is a right-wing statement.
Yeah.
It's not just Charlie Kirk. I've heard. I don't know if Matt Walsh has said it, but who's the other one?
Michael Knowles.
I don't think Michael Knowles. I'm not thinking Daily Wire. I think Jordan Peterson said it too. Tucker Carlson said it. Have as many kids as you want. Have more kids than you can afford. It's great. Blah, 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 blah. All these millionaires.
Well, Tucker's a trust fund baby, so there's that.
Exactly. And he's a CIA baby.
There's
all
that.
These millionaires pandering to you to have more kids than you can afford and live this beautiful trad life. There's more to it than just listening to what they say. It may sound great, but when you put it on paper, it is not what it's hyped up to be. Go ahead.
What happened to J.D. Vance saying he wanted to implement a $5,000 child tax credit for each child?
I do believe that. I do believe they signed a bill that went
Did they
through.
actually?
I think that was in the Big Beautiful Bill.
Was it actually?
I will Google that. And
because
make
that was
sure.
something that, I thought would be really, really beneficial for families in this country. Now, granted, did it get taken out? Maybe not. Who knows? I thought it got taken out, to be completely honest with you. But I would love to be wrong.
I'll check. For new baby primary benefit, the Trump Accounts program, a baby bonus providing a one-time $1,000 government deposit for each baby born in 2025 through 2028, $1,000.
That was to be invested in the market and have them be have some standing in the market. That's not the $5,000 tax credit though that JD was talking about per person. And so that's the problem, is that gathering to what we know, going back to having kids at 40 or even 30, gathering back what we know.
Child tax credit can be worth up to $2,000 per qualifying child.
Right,
but
2020. Am I crazy though? Because I remembered he was talking about $5,000.
No, they were talking about $5,000 towards a new child.
It's just so frustrating.
And I'll be honest with you. It doesn't do a goddamn thing. I wouldn't know. I'm trying, Luke. I'm trying not to say the GD, and I've been saying it a lot today. I'm trying to be a better Christian, but it doesn't help. Half of these parents that are having kids are still in crippling debt. Their interest rates are 7.4%. Like, how are you supposed to? What's $5,000 going to do? Cover your interest for 2 years on your payment? That's not going to do it. $5,000 goes away like that.
I have a proposal.
Go ahead.
Eliminate interest.
I think we should eliminate interest. I think we should eliminate property tax. I think we should eliminate. I could go on.
There's a group that would be very, very angry about eliminating interest, and I don't know if we should say it, but you can look it up who that affects. It's not the Christians.
I'll say it, but you got to sign off right after.
No, I'm not doing it. We're gonna continue. You know exactly who it is. They wear smaller hats than you. That's all we'll say. But yeah, so why not have because I'm a creative guy. I think you're a creative guy too. Like, I have ideas. I'm not just complaining. Why not have proof? Okay, and unfortunately, you probably can't do this for homosexual marriages, unfortunately, because they cannot produce children. But if you make an incentive here to couples that we can reproduce, that you say, okay, we're going to eliminate interest entirely if you can prove that you're married. So the incentive is that you have more money that you can set aside to reproduce, because we do have a population problem that's coming, and families aren't being started. And the problem is, if you do wait till you're 40 or you're 30 and you've kind of established yourself, then unfortunately, with what we know about plastics, microplastics in the food and in the water, there's a chance, which is greater than what it used to be, that you might not be able to get pregnant because you're older and you've been growing up with this stuff in your water and your food.
That's all right. AI robots can make babies, so that's fine.
We're going to hell if that's the case.
Here's the problem, though, is I am not pro.
I think as soon as we have the artificial birthing chambers, we're fucked.
Oh, 100%.
We're fucked.
100%. But so here's where I'm at with this. If you are going to come here and tell me that you're going to give a stimulus check, you're going to give some sort of bonus to people that are married or people that have children.
It's not a bonus, though.
It's an incentive.
Right, but it's not a bonus. It's not a handout.
What?
Sorry, continue. I'm ruining your point.
No, you're not. I mean, is it Are you handing these people money for popping kids out? Yes or no?
No, I believe that you're taking away an expense that they would
What are you giving
otherwise
them?
have.
What are you giving them?
Less expense. It's not a handout per se. Because
here's my problem is I think that we would see the wrong demographic use that. You know what I mean?
Well, no, because you have to be married. You have to have proof of marriage.
So you're saying married couples having children,
Right.
Okay.
Because then you incentivize everybody.
Okay, because that would honestly be great because once you get married, you're no longer eligible for government assistance for insurance purposes or whatever. So I think that honestly...
I've thought this through. Other countries have... We can't mention the country that did this, but other countries have done this and it has worked.
Okay. No,
It's a good idea.
Yeah, I think there was just a miscommunication here. I was trying to make a point that it doesn't reflect your opinion, so no.
I don't think that the handouts, though, once again, we've talked about it before, Trump is not a real conservative. He gave out the COVID stimulus checks, which started inflation because you can't print out money and just give it to people and expect everything to still happen like it was. It's just very frustrating. I'm sorry to go on that tangent. It's a very interesting topic, and I want to continue to talk about it on the show as we go on here because this is a problem that we're gonna have to live with, unfortunately, if people don't start to reproduce soon.
Yeah,
like this is an issue.
Yeah,
very unfortunate. Do you want